I'm not gonna lie. Since as long as I've been watching football, every single time, and this is definitely not a like a diss to the Detroit Lions. Shout out to them. They played a monster game, and they just didn't die. And they made it interesting at the end. So shout out to you Lions fans if you're watching this. But as far as I've been watching football, every single time that I can think of that the Detroit Lions have come into, well, I guess you could say Candlestick, and I guess now this is their first visit to Levi. That every single time I was always confident that we was going to win. I just like we got this. And again, this it's not a discredit to the Lions as an organization, but just for some reason I've always felt like that. But for some reason, coming into week two, and it might have something to do that the way that the Lions lost last week to the Jets on Monday night, and I figured that the Detroit Lions were going to come out more fired up, and I figured that last game by Matthew Stafford was a fluke because I know he's much better than that, and that's what I was worried about coming into this. Was I figured much that we would have this game, but I didn't want us to sleep on them, and and basically I was just hoping that we right what all the stuff that we did wrong in week one. Um, Point being, we did enough to win the game. Matt Breida had a monster game, had some nice monster runs, including I think it was 62, 66 yard touchdown run. So um, NFL might not want to sleep on him. I think he's going to do some good things for us. And Alfred Morris, I thought did pretty well on some short yardage situations. Um, but I mean, we had a 30-13 lead, and we just literally just gave it away. And when Garoppolo threw that near pick six, thankfully it was holding on the line, so it was negated. But when he threw that pick, I literally saw my life flashing before my eyes right there. I'm not serious. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? But it is what it is. I mean, like I said, I'm not trying to make excuses or anything, but he's still learning to play real time football, and there's no substitute for in game experience. So he's gonna go through those growing pains or whatever. But for and plus, I think it was sacked what 5 6 times. So whether it was on him or whether it was on the offensive line, like missing some assignments or whatever. Yeah, he had a little rough game, but he did what he had to. Had a touchdown pass to Garrett Selleck, and had a couple decent balls thrown or whatever. But this is because last week it was us where if there was some few things that we do differently that maybe we beat the Vikings, and this week I guess it was kind of vice versa, a switcheroo with our opponent this week with the Lions, because I counted like 5 different times when a receiver had our secondary beat, but for whatever reason, Matthew Stafford had him overthrown. So early on, Matthew Stafford, there was some times where he just felt off, and then just somehow miraculously, after LeGarrette Blunt got knocked out for that unsportsmanlike thing or whatever. I mean, and then all of a sudden the Lions offense just woke up, and then so things got interesting at the end, and again, I say it every week. We got a whole lot of work to do, but the important thing is we won the game, and it is what it is. And I got a little worried there at the end because we just started. I mean, yeah. I mean, when we got someone down 17 points, we need to learn how to just put our foot on their damn throats and just break that shit. Stop fucking around. But hopefully, lesson learned. On the week three, I believe we have the Chiefs next. Chiefs next on the road, and I mean, first we had Kirk Cousins, then we just got done with Matthew Stafford. Now we got Pat Mahomes, which I mean, he seems to be balling out of his mind so far this season. So our defense is going to have a task against them, and the Chiefs, they got a pretty legit defense in my opinion. So you know, just back to practice, just try to make everything work that has been working, whatever hasn't. Just try to shore that shit up. That's all we can do. But the important thing is it was ugly, but the 49ers got the victory, so we're 1-1 on the week 3. So Niner Empire, you can give me your thoughts. And yeah, no, shout out to the Detroit Lions, hard fought game. And yeah. Yeah, you guys got a really good team. So just good luck the rest of the way. And Niner Empire, one team, one family, one goal. Fuck the rest. I'm gonna get with on a little bit. Late.